let's talk about the situation, man. Let me just hear your thoughts overall on the running back situation in the NFL right now. Is it bad or good for the league?
I mean, my first thing I want to say is I don't know why this is such a big deal. Like this came out of nowhere. Like, running backs haven't been getting paid for. This has been like what 5-6 years. Like
it's not new.
Like when the Cowboys signed Zeke to that contract, that was clearly a bad contract. You know what I mean? And like even talking about it at the time, like people weren't high on it. It clearly was not a good contract. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks for the players, but, like, I don't know what y'all expected. Like, this has kind of been hinted at. You know what I mean? So, I guess if it's good or bad for the league, I mean, it's definitely worse for the running backs, but, like, I mean, you can add more players on your team, I guess, with more salary. Like, I don't know. I just feel like this was kind of inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, you look at, I think it was Maurice Jones-Drew said, oh, well, if you don't have a Mahomes, you got to have a top running back to win a Super Bowl. That is not correct. Sony Michel in the past, I think, 6 years was the leading rusher for 2 Super Bowl teams.
There you go.
Sony Michel, man.
Yeah. The guy that played backup.
LeGarrette Blount was one of the leading rushers. So it's like, you don't have to, you know what I mean? That's just factually incorrect.
Yep.
So, it sucks, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like in the NBA, man, like how people are like, oh, they used to not shoot as many threes. Well, it's like, statistically, they should have. You know what I mean? Like, statistically, they always should have probably thrown the ball more. They just didn't. So now they're figuring out, like, we don't have to pay these running backs that much money. And yeah, it sucks. But in terms of a business move, like, I don't say I agree with it, but I get it. Like, I get where they're coming from. Like, this doesn't give us the best chance to win.
Yeah. I think you hit that one on the nail, my brother. Like, I'm so conflicted on the topic because you see, the running back position is easily the most brutal position in the league. Everyone knows that. These guys are going to be done after 4 to 5. Not done, but they're going to be out of their prime in 4 to 5 years.
Which, hold on real quick. If you're a team, why would that make you want to pay them? People bring that up. I feel like if I was a team, why would that make me want to pay you if you just keep bringing up, well, oh, I got to get paid now because I won't be able to in 3 years. These dudes don't care about you like that. You're just giving them more intel to be like,
he's not going to be able to last.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And it's so true because even though you see some guys break that mold like a Derrick Henry, you see these guys that are able to play a little bit longer, a little bit past that first contract and stuff. It's just so rare now, though, because the running back position is so brutal. Because, I mean, quarterbacks get a lot of leeway with getting hits now. So you got to throw these running backs out there, and they are just getting beat down every single game, man. They take the most hits out of anyone besides offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I mean, they're built for those hits. So, and I know running backs are built, and you see what Nick Chubb's out here, squatting 600 pounds. Yeah, he can take a hit, but I promise you he's hurting after every game.
One wrong hit and he's done.
There you go. And the thing is, too, is you get these young, hungry running backs in the draft, man. You get these guys that are looking to get that contract. They're playing for that contract. They're not out here expecting a contract. Like these guys now. Once you're 3 or 4 years, 5 years in the league, you're done with that rookie contract. You're looking for that contract. That's all you're worried about. You're not worried about winning. I mean, you're still worried about winning, but you're worried about getting your bread, so you don't have to worry about money ever again in your life. And while these running backs are coming in the league in the draft, they just want an opportunity, man. They just want to show that they are good running backs. So I get it. Like I'm in the same boat with you where I feel bad for the running backs, but on a business standpoint, why the hell? What? Why would you pay a running back?
Well, and plus too, like I was saying, this isn't the first year this happened.
No,
like this isn't a surprise to me. I don't know why this randomly became a thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you saw the tight end market go to shit. Like quarterbacks just get paid, man. I mean, it sucks, but like
they're the most important position, man.
If you have a guy like Mahomes, can you really overpay them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
good point.
What would be overpaying Patrick Mahomes? Say, $1 billion.
Yeah, I guess.
That's like as much as I'd be like, okay, they probably overdid it. But like, bro, if they keep winning,
Hey,
like,
no questions asked.
yeah, like, I don't get why this is now being brought up.
Yeah, and it's like, if y'all had a problem with it, why are the running backs just now coming out about it? It's when we get a Saquon Barkley on the market, a Josh Jacobs, a Tony
Exactly.
Pollard. When we
some elitist bull crap, bro.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, all these superstars are borderline. I would say all of them are, and it's like now since it's just this random
Since
year,
you can't get the contract,
it's just
a big
this
deal
year
now.
that all three of these star running backs get put on the tag. It's just now it's a problem.
Yeah.
You're the one that signed the tag, bro, and it's like. Do I agree with it? Do I like it? No. No one likes to not see a guy that's a star not get their bag. Of course I want to see Saquon get his bag. Of course I want to see Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard get their bags.
Mm-hmm.
But business logically, why would a team pay over $12 million for a running back?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I would never like. And I'm gonna here. Let me tell you. These are my stats I got here. Total cash. Total cash this year. Who's going to make the most out of all the running backs? You make a guess.
I'm going to say... Man, I feel like I should know this.
You're not.
Is it... Is it McCaffrey?
Good guess. Number 2 is McCaffrey. Number 1 is Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
The rookie running back is making the most money.
Yep, I would
this
not
year.
have guessed that.
$13,719,844. Christian McCaffrey is at $12 million. Alvin Kamara is at 11. Aaron Jones is at 10. He's just under 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nick Chubb is just right below Aaron Jones.
Yeah. So
Guaranteed at signing, Christian McCaffrey's number 1, Derek's 2, Alvin's 3, Bijan's 4, and Jahmyr Gibbs is 5. There you go. The rookie running backs are getting better paid than the guys that have been in the league, and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
I mean, it just is what it is, man.
It is what it is, man.
Like, yes, Derrick Henry, he actually deserves a big deal. He has lasted, but like, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay him. Like, I would definitely pay him, but like we were saying, from a business standpoint, one wrong hit, like running backs fall off fast.
Last
man.
year, he only played like 5 games last year. Or something
Yeah,
like that.
so it just is what it is at this point. It's not new.
It's not new, and it's hilarious that it's just a big topic now. I like talking about it. Let's stay on the running backs. Out of these 3, though, Saquon, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, which one of those deserved to get a bag, even though they didn't get it?
So, I'm a huge Cowboys fan. I actually think Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, deserves. Look, honestly, if Pollard wasn't coming off an injury, I would say him.
Yeah.
Just because the past 2
that's
seasons,
fair.
he's averaged over 5 yards a carry. He's still really, I think he's only started, which, running back starts are iffy, but like he's only
Mark Ingram started over Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, he's only technically started I think like 7 games. Like to be 25, he's still like very fresh. He's never had over 200 carries in a season.
There you go.
But he is coming off an injury. Josh Jacobs, man, I mean he won Offensive Player of the Year.
It's so good last year.
So it's like, I mean, his rookie year and last year were really like kind of standouts. His second and third year weren't quite as good, but like. I mean, you won Offensive Player of the Year. That team wasn't good last year. So, I mean, if you don't have to sign him to a 4-year deal. But this dude deserves 2 years, $25 million, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you could push it up almost to 30.
Yeah, like if it's a shorter term deal, I completely get it.
Yeah.
Now Saquon, I don't understand. I wouldn't give him a contract unless it's for 1 season.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I'm treating him for different reasons. I'm treating him like Kyrie. I wouldn't sign him to for completely different reasons, obviously. But I'm not. I mean, dude, you hardly play. Like, why? You know what I mean?
You've had
like,
one really good season in the league.
Yeah, give me
hype.
Give me the argument from if you were a coach, why you would pay me. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I would definitely pay, out of those 3, I would pay Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Offensive Player of the Year last year. 1,600 rushing yards, 400 receiving yards, broke a 2,000 yards in all-purpose, led the league in all-purpose yards. I mean, the guy was special last year, and so I think, yeah, if there was one out of those three, I would have given it to Josh Jacobs.
And he's still, I think he's only 24,
25. He's the youngest out of those three. Pollard is 26 and Saquon's 26.
Yeah.
So when you look at it there, he's the youngest as well. So I know, and your argument for Pollard, I like the less carries because Josh Jacobs has had high carries his entire career. So maybe he falls off quicker than a Pollard, even though he's younger.
And, but maybe, I hate to say this, I hope it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Maybe Pollard gets a lot of carries this year, and he's not really built for that.
Maybe not the same.
It's kind of been unproven.
It is. There you go.
I think he can do it, but
it's
still unproven.
Yeah, you're playing devil's advocate there. I like it, but it just, you hate to see what a guy does literally everything.
Yeah,
everything to get a bag and doesn't get it. Offensive Rookie of the Year, leads the league in rushing yards, leads the league in all-purpose yards, and still doesn't get the bags. 12 rushing touchdowns, two fumbles. It's like, you hate to see it for a guy like Josh Jacobs after a season like he had last season. Played every single game, 17, for a team that was not good. So you hate to see that. You really, really do. But it's the league, man. It's the league, man. It's the running back situation is what it is, and I don't know if it's really going to change anytime soon. And I hate this idea of these running backs making their own players association. It's like, that's really going to make the league happy. You really think that's going to help in the NFL and around these owners? You really think that's going to make them happy? No.
Well, it's like they don't care about the young running backs getting paid, man. They're worried about themselves.
That's all they're worried about.
They're mad that Bijan Robinson is getting paid more than them.
Yep.
And I get it, but also, why you wouldn't care if it was actually about the younger running backs getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, they wouldn't be talking as much for sure. But we're gonna leave that topic for y'all to debate about. Running back situation is definitely a sticky one in the league. I'm very interested to see how that gets resolved.